Coming up on WABE's Week in Review, an electric vehicle maker opens its East Coast headquarters in Atlanta, and a program in rural Georgia aimed at reducing gang activity is closing more than a year after federal cuts to community safety grants. Chastain Park has big plans for new green space, and a song meant to inspire the community in a metro area city is AI generated. City leaders say that doesn't cancel out the positive message. This is WABE's Week in Review, where we look back at the last few days of stories from your WABE News team. I'm WABE News Deputy Managing Editor Molly Samuel, in for Alex Helmick. On the show today, the city of South Fulton has a new theme song, and it's AI-generated. Leaders say that shouldn't overshadow the community message. But first, a historic drought is over in North and Middle Georgia, according to the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. But as WABE's Melissa Fato reported, that's just by one measure, and Metro Atlanta's water supply is still in a deficit.
According to the Weather Service, the situation in North and Central Georgia has massively improved since earlier this year, when a third of the state was under the most severe category of drought. The latest U.S. Drought Monitor shows most of the region is under what's known as D0, or abnormally dry conditions, way better than before. But South Georgia still has a pretty big pocket of moderate drought. And the big caveat here, the Drought Monitor is really a tool for agriculture. It's looking at things like soil moisture. When it comes to water supply, Lake Lanier, which is Atlanta's main source of drinking water, is still well below full pool. And the Georgia Environmental Protection Division's Level 1 drought response is still active. Melissa Fato, WABE News.
The electric vehicle maker Rivian just opened its new East Coast headquarters in Atlanta as construction continues on its multi-billion-dollar manufacturing facility in Georgia. WABE's Marlon Hyde reported the new office will support the company's robo-taxi partnership as well as other ventures.
The California-based automaker is expanding its footprint in the Southeast with a new 500-person office space in Atlanta. After years of financial turmoil, Rivian got a boost from a federal loan and partnerships with Volkswagen and Uber. Rivian CFO Claire McDonough says the new HQ will help the EV maker keep its supply chain local and avoid additional costs from tariffs.
One of the core benefits of being here in Georgia and as part of our site selection process was how rich the supply base is already in close proximity to the Sand Springs North site.
Rivian will use the Georgia manufacturing plant to build autonomous robo-taxis for Uber. Marlon Hyde, WABE News.
State education officials say Georgia students are continuing to improve on their milestones assessments in math, science, and social studies. Allison Timberlake is with the Georgia Department of Education. She said math results have gone up for the third year in a row.
In particular, we've reached all-time highs in 4th, 5th, 6th grades and algebra as well. So we're really excited about the amazing work that our districts and schools and students have accomplished this year.
English language arts scores were not released along with the other subjects this week because the state recently updated its standards in that subject, and it needs to do more work before it's ready to release the numbers. A majority of Georgia counties have a shortage of doctors, state numbers show. Now, the National Hispanic Health Foundation has selected Atlanta as its latest focus area to help grow the health provider workforce. WABE's Jess Mador reported.
The CDC funded the project, testing ways to help hospitals, public health departments, and other institutions better attract and retain health workers. Director Guadalupe Pacheco says the goal is to increase healthcare recruiting from underrepresented Black, Latino, and Native American communities.
Providing pathways to get these groups into public health careers who reflect the communities they serve, and also support those who are already in the field so they can grow and lead.
Other cities participating in the project this year are Phoenix, Albuquerque, and Los Angeles. Jess Mador, WABE News.
More than a year after federal cuts to community safety grants, one program in rural Georgia that's made a difference in the lives of hundreds of families is going away. WABE's Shemaine Cruz had the story.
Dr. Anise Maubrey, founder of a foundation of the same name, says Richmond County, southeast of Atlanta, was a hotbed of gang activity 3 years ago.
Unlike the city, the rural areas often didn't realize that they had a gang problem until they realized they had a gang problem.
A large number of people in the area were without a high school diploma and living in poverty, so it was no wonder for Maubrey that gangs had gotten a strong foothold there.
An uneducated community is very, very difficult to maintain law and order because no one has anything to lose.
A federal grant allowed Maubrey's foundation to partner with the nearby Burke County Sheriff's Office to offer the Rural Communities Diploma Program. Soon, over 400 kids will have graduated, including an 11-year-old, who Maubrey says was being bullied and getting into fights at school because he couldn't read.
Could you imagine if this program hadn't been there for him, he would have fallen through the cracks. He is now graduating on August the 15th with his high school diploma, and he's going to do dual enrollment.
It'll be the program's last graduation ceremony after losing federal support.
Rural already has a hard time keeping people in rural.
That's Julianne Dunn with the national nonprofit Local Initiatives Support Corporation, which helped fund the program through Burke's Sheriff's Office. She says progress can unravel quickly.
But it often comes back to how safe people feel. And it doesn't even take that much crime to make people feel unsafe.
Maubrey's foundation is training other agencies to run the program on their own, but without sufficient funding, they may not be able to afford the staff that's needed. Shemaine Cruz, WABE News.
Both candidates for governor of Georgia, Keisha Lance Bottoms and Rick Jackson, are talking about the future of data centers, including whether the state should provide them tax breaks and how Georgia should regulate them. WABE's Raul Bally reported.
Both made their comments during this week's Georgia Chamber Congressional Luncheon in Athens. Democratic nominee Bottoms wants a pause on new data centers.
I want us to gather all the information, factual information, and then make a determination on how we move forward. I can tell you when I'm moving around the state, a lot of people are concerned about the environmental impact. They're also concerned about the rising cost of utility bills. But I also talk with some leaders, especially in our rural communities, who are saying that having data centers there helps them balance their budget.
Republican nominee Jackson says data centers don't have to be near Atlanta.
They can eliminate, if it's structured properly, property taxes in at least 70 counties that we've got in this state. I want people to have a voice on that. What we can't do is have data centers where they don't get a benefit. And we've got to educate people on the data centers. I think there's a lot of misinformation about that.
Data centers and new prospective projects have garnered a lot of pushback from communities around the state, leading to some local moratoriums. Georgia Chamber President and CEO Chris Clark lays out the arguments for these facilities.
Everything, even the radio station right now, everything is running through a data center. And so we want those in America. If the communities want them in Georgia, great. But I do think it is a discussion around economic security as well as economic development and consumer demand.
The Georgia Chamber, which has significant influence at the state capitol, backs tax credits for data centers and wants any changes to not affect ongoing projects. Raul Bally, WABE News.
A federal judge in Georgia has awarded $11.5 million in a class action lawsuit to a group of highly educated foreign workers who say they were caught in a bait and switch scheme. WABE's Emily Wu Pearson reported.
These Mexican engineers traveled to the U.S. under a TN visa, which is meant for skilled professionals. They say they were hired to work for Kia Georgia and Hyundai Mobis by Georgia-based staffing agency Allswell and recruitment agency SPJ Connect. Instead, upon arrival, they say they were placed on production lines. Julia Solorzano is the legal and policy director of Centro de los Derechos del Migrante, a workers' rights nonprofit.
When they spoke out about, the false promises or the promises that had been broken, or if they tried to seek other employment, they were threatened with deportation.
She says about 600 workers are covered in the class action suit. Kia Georgia did not respond to a request for comment, but the companies implicated in the lawsuit deny all claims of wrongdoing. Emily Wu Pearson, WABE News.
New research from the University of Georgia finds people are more likely to clean up their community if they see a personal benefit to doing so. WABE's Emily Jones took a look at the study.
Efforts to clean up coastal areas often focus on how trash can harm the environment. Think sad photos of turtles or birds caught in plastic debris. But UGA researchers say that might not be the best approach. 2 surveys of adults in coastal areas found people are more eager and likely to commit to cleanup efforts when messaging highlights positive personal benefits, like the chance to meet new people or enjoy a better workout. The researchers hope their work can help efforts to prevent littering and promote cleanup in coastal communities. Emily Jones, WABE News.
You're listening to WABE's Week in Review. I'm Molly Samuel, in for Alex Helmick. Chastain Park is getting more open green space. WABE's Marissa Mecki had details.
The Chastain Park Conservancy is undertaking a $13 million project to open more green space and walking trails at the beloved Buckhead Park. The Palisades project is using 30 acres of previously inaccessible land in the park, nestled between Hole 16 and Nancy Creek. Rosa McHugh, president and CEO of the Chastain Park Conservancy, says during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, people were looking for more opportunities outside.
The Conservancy was able to work with the city and develop this program where we could open the golf course for the community to use this green space.
But she says
it wasn't very safe and the maintenance of it was tricky and all of that. So the city kind of decided it's not the right protocol for us.
So McHugh says they worked with the community to come up with this plan for the Palisades.
What this space will be is an opportunity to sit, really enjoy yourself, throw a blanket, read a book, do Tai Chi, do yoga. I'm really excited about one piece of it that's going to be 40 feet higher than the golf course and a place to sit and watch the sunset.
If the Conservancy raises the full amount it needs for the capital campaign, McHugh says they're slated to start construction by the end of the year and finish it by the next. Marissa Mecki, WABE News.
South Fulton officials are taking on a rebrand to help change the city's image after years of tension between the previous mayor and city council. And one way they're doing it is with a song to inspire the local community. As WABE's Dormaya Vance reported, the song just happens to be AI generated.
Westlake High School band director Cedric Young found inspiration for the city's Hey Twin, We Rise anthem after hearing a speech the mayor gave earlier this year.
9 years ago, we made a choice.
I was there when the city became a city.
South Fulton celebrates its 9th anniversary this year. Young says he was moved by the State of the City address from Mayor Carmelita Gumbs.
Because the city of South Fulton continues to rise.
And I noticed that she talked about the city rising. And I said, well, let me do something. I guess I had the voice of God was speaking to me.
South Fulton, future, right on time. Hey, twin,
the song features some Atlanta slang like Hey Twin that the South Fulton Police Department has adopted to connect with the city's youth via a viral social media campaign. Young says he wrote the song just for fun.
I had no plan on doing anything with the song. Then I had a few versions of it and I sent it to my band booster president. And she screamed. She said, oh, I like this. I like this. She said, I'm going to send this to the mayor. I'm going to text it to her.
According to the mayor, the song came at the best time as she's hoping to rebuild community trust in the city's elected officials. And she says she got emotional the first time she heard the song.
And I literally almost cried. And I was just like, this is it. I wanted to find something to really just start building community pride and really boosting the city of South Fulton. And this song was it. It was what we needed at that time.
And the city even put out an official video for the Hey Twin, We Rise anthem under the mayor's direction about a month ago. It showcases Westlake High's band and the Zion Hill Baptist Church choir, plus 18-year-old Kenaniah Turner as the vocalist who got the opportunity through a former teacher.
So he called me up and he was like, yo, I got this opportunity for you. We filming this music video for South Fulton. And of course I said yes.
Turner is a recent graduate of Westlake, starting at Morehouse College this fall. Even though he took the opportunity to be in the video, there was a catch. The song is AI generated, and Turner says he was uncomfortable with that.
With art specifically, AI has no place.
According to Young, he created the song by playing around with ideas using Sonos Studio AI music generator, making a completely AI production. And Turner says he was asked to lip sync the lead vocals for the video. He agreed despite being against the use of AI in the arts, including music.
Because the basis of art is that it reflects human nature. Sure, you can tell it what you wanted to say and what you want it to look like. But at the end of the day, like, it's not your work.
Turner says his participation in the project was to show support for the South Fulton community where he's from. However, Young says the message of the anthem is more important than whether it was generated with AI, which he refers to as a tool for expression.
Just like you need to dig a ditch and you're using a shovel, when you can use a tractor, it is a tool. And it really works well for those who cannot produce music but have a desire to make it.
Young says his intentions with the song were innocent and he just wanted to bring something creative to the city. And Mayor Gumbs knew about the song being AI. She says she sees AI as the wave of the future, and this song was a chance to bring positivity to South Fulton.
Whether it's AI generated or a handwritten song, that's my position, is that I want to build community pride, and this song was able to do that.
The soulful yet energetic anthem also sparked friendly online competition among residents from other cities, hoping to inspire creativity in other parts of Metro Atlanta. Meanwhile, Young says he does have plans to recreate Hey Twin, We Rise with a real vocalist and choir, plus the Westlake High School Band. Dormaya Vance, WABE News.
That's all for the show this week. Thank you to the WABE News team for all the great work, and thanks to all of you for supporting WABE. You can also find us on Instagram, YouTube, and X, and as always on our website, wabe.org. I'm Molly Samuel. Thanks for listening to The Week in Review.